Hey guys, ACairconditioner, and welcome back for more Genshin Impact Sumeru story. Last time, we finished the Danes of quest of this nation, Kari Bear, and got a lot of stuff clarified for us, but only left us with even more questions to ask. I mean, seriously, way too much questions, or way too many questions. And today, no, we're not doing this, but we are doing Dehya's Got the Store quest. Lionsblood, the Manticore chapter. Let's get started. Now, I think this is the last Sumeru character that was revealed from the gate. I'm not including Kaveh. Kaveh was shown like at the end of Sumeru's Act 5, which is basically Sumeru finale. That was not playable yet. So now after Kaveh, and now Baishu as well, we're getting to the end of all the characters that we know that are just not playable yet.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list?
Which shopping list?
Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some.
That wasn't on our list, was it?
We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't
Dehya
expecting to see
Dunyarzad.
you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
So you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The
that's
Homayanis
cool.
also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming.
They were?
Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished.
No shit to you, Dunyarzad,
The
but
master
last I
kept
checked, your family was
insisting,
not that
and I ended up
welcoming,
staying
were
for
they?
another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes. Paimon can't believe you can still refuse
That's
that.
all you care about, Paimon, is
But
food.
wait, didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you
Wow,
today?
calling back to
when
the
you
original
leave?
Archon quest, huh?
There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides,
Okay, I
the
know
desert
what's being
hasn't exactly
inputted,
been the
even though I'm not
most
saying,
peaceful
not saying
place
something,
lately.
but still.
Oh, come
Weird.
on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
I'm so lost.
Alright,
What's going on?
To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted
Yeah,
to go,
something
it's
is off
more
with Dehya.
like... I feel like
Why
something
are you
is
keeping her
off
away
about
from
you
the
lately.
desert?
Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Oh, looks like Dunyarzad was onto something.
I mean, yeah.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble.
Eremite
Mercenary
trouble?
life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything
Or is they just
operates on a
protecting
completely
Dunyarzad from
different
other
set of
mercenaries
rules.
possible?
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
I
talk
thought
here.
I did this gonna.
Just
Oh,
try not to draw any extra attention.
well, that
As you
caught me
may
off
already
guard.
know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure.
The
Many
tribes,
mercs
we
are
already met
no
them.
different than me. Just going
And of course,
around
other
looking for
mercenaries
jobs
as
to earn
well.
some more.
Dehya being one of them.
My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for
Deshret's
the sake
Relics?
of Mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's
It's
Relics.
always the
Deshret's relics? Judging from the name,
King Deshret.
they must really look up to...
Why? Oh, I'm not this dumb game. King Deshret.
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ayn al-Ahmar.
That makes a lot of
They're
sense.
one of
Yeah.
the groups under the Relics banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge
What's up with the
Castle?
organizations
they
under
weren't
Deshret's
friendly
banner
at all.
always being the most always
Deshret's
being the more
Relics
corrupt
is
ones?
composed of many smaller brigades like Ayn al-Ahmar. The Relics headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan Al-Ahmar.
Dakan?
I think we.
I think it means beard or
Never mind.
something.
Oh, it's just another
Believe me,
brigade
it's a
name.
really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan Al-Ahmar is led by my father, Kusalya.
Whoa.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now.
Dehya's father was a
But
Deshret
what
loyalist.
did they do?
I won't go into
Interesting.
details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yep, the scenes tend to be quite gruesome too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them.
That's dark.
Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary
Can we
brigades as
have
well.
one normal story
That's beyond
quest,
terrible.
please?
They won't even spare their
Seriously.
own kind.
I don't know how
God
Deshret's
damn, game.
Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan Al-Ahmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target. I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting
Allowing
the bar pretty low.
allowing his
I mean, if
brigade
he
to
was
do
even
what
remotely
he would
decent,
normally not
then
do.
why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud
Interesting.
and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just
Oh my
like
god,
him.
they has daddy
Their
issues.
ruckus would
God
go
damn
on
it.
night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
Her mom is dead. Of course.
Oh,
Of course.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
Of course.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person.
Oh
He
crap.
told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that
Never
he used
mind,
to
take that
tell me
back. This is not daddy
stories.
issues. Her father's just
But
a
the
jerk.
problem is
Okay.
that he
Cool.
had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy
Those are
tales.
just basic fairy tales.
More or less.
There's nothing special
yeah.
about them.
They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an interesting guy.
But it doesn't sound like he had all bad intentions.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off.
So why act?
I
So
had
why
no
is he acting
reason
like
to
this now?
despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah,
What
but
was that
don't worry, my lady.
audio
It's all
spike?
water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me.
You just want to find out why they suddenly started causing so much more trouble.
Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
I'll go back to the desert with Dehya.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this
I've been
mess,
caught up
too.
in like 100 other messes,
Well,
Dehya.
he's
This is
super
nothing new to
tough,
me.
So if he went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took him along to help.
I'll do my best.
I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
And with that, Lionsblood begins. It's good to see Dunyarzad after a long time. So it seems this character story quest is gonna be somewhat of a direct sequel to. I don't want to say direct sequel because like there are many quests that are like sequels to the Act of Archon quest. Inazuma is nothing new. Has done that before. We had Nahida story quest, Aheta story quest, and now Dehya story quest, and now the Archon quest Act 6, and I wouldn't say the Into the Quest is a direct sequel to the Act 5. I would say that the Into the Quest is after Nahida's Act 1. In my opinion. Obviously with the possibility of Nahida's Act 2 being the sequel of Nahida's Act 1, obviously. But yeah. We have all of that going on. So it seems like the story is kind of split after like Act 5. Which honestly, I know Inazuma did this as well. I much prefer how Sumeru did it because at least Sumeru's arcs have went to proper fruition instead of relying on other quests to basically just close up all the loose ends. Obviously, there are some loose ends that cannot be closed up within Sumeru. That's why there are Fontaine, Not Lynch, Desnaya, Conria, obviously. And the Nahida's Act 2 as well, with the 8th weekly boss coming up, possibly in 3.6. So, again, quests like these, I don't have a problem with, in my opinion. Quests like these I don't have a problem with, because at least they're not planning on just rushing the main story, just for these optional quests, just to clean them up. I really don't know how like that with Inazuma, in my opinion. Even though I do like Inazuma's quest a lot, don't get me wrong. Riders Act 2, still I would consider to be the best character story quest of all time. But still my opinion. Act 2, 8's Act 2 is godlike to me. And I personally do like Ayato's quest as well. But I hope they don't do that at a cost of sacrificing the main story, because that just feels like a cop-out to me. That's all. That's all of me. That's really it. That's why.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
Also, one more thing. We just got like moved on from Kyber, which is like one of the darkest and one of the more scary stories in Genshin. And now they're moving on to something more wholesome with Dehya. Nope. Every time. It's a pleasure to meet you. Okay.
Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on
Sorry
what
about the background
Dakan
noise.
Al-Ahmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other Relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
They're out of control now,
Even
basically.
the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. But it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for
It's
a while,
all about
and
desperation
even
for
disguised
more.
ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
That means Dehya's father's in
You heard me
danger.
right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Dakan Al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
It's the instability within the giant organization of Deshret's Relics caused by Dakan Al-Ahmar. So that would mean that Dehya's father still could be in danger, maybe. And he was just clueless the entire time, maybe. Or he could be the one behind it all. If that's the case, then they would want... Do you think they would want to get rid of Deshret's Relics as a whole? And just become its own independent mercenary organization? Could that be it? They were able to cause so much damage?
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Life of a
Nah,
mercenary,
it was
of
nothing.
course.
We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. Dakan Al-Ahmar is
Oh,
your
that's what they have a
father's
red
crew after
scarf on
all.
their neck. Because it's a blazing
What he
beast.
said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of
Why
us
is this
combined?
question mark?
What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Yeah,
Oh, never mind.
and while they went to talk with Dakan Al-Ahmar,
I was gonna
took a
say,
look at
don't
the
you
last
dare show a
camp they
brand new
attacked.
character. Never
any
mind.
survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now
I
that we know
survived
you'll
the
have a capable
desert.
partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Paimon, you're not a playable
Oh,
character.
You're also planning to tag
Yeah.
along with them?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh. In that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Not until you become playable.
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
Mine was like,
I
bruh.
had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Okay.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence
a
and
bro
weird
moment.
expressions
My
left quite
God.
the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring
In
that
other
up
words,
again?
Hisham's an idiot.
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even
Take that
gonna
back.
tell me?
Colossal they did as well.
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
More or less.
Mercenaries, am
There
I
aren't
right?
many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our
No
minds.
offense, Dehya.
If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. If
Hisham,
that
what?
doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge him to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously.
What are you guys doing in the
Being
back?
direct and getting it all out of your system as
What are
soon
you guys
as
doing in the
things come up
back?
is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Surprisingly, so
Yeah, you hear
to the
your
surprise of
hoss?
absolutely no
Told
one,
you we gotta
Dehya is the
focus on the
smartest out of all of the
investigation
mercenaries.
I drew up a map. Right here is the spot.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a compliment
There
to
you'll
Dehya.
find the
I'm not trying to throw
merchant
shade at
caravan
her.
responsible for getting rid of Dakan Al-Ahmar's looted goods.
Deha's a character
All
is
you
cool.
gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
I'm still being yelled at.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Yeah, but yeah, to the surprise of absolutely no one, Dehya is the smartest among all of the mercenaries. And Deha's like a really cool character in general, in my opinion. Because, yeah, she says whatever comes to her mind. But she's also very caring to her closest friends, especially to people like Candace, Dunyarzad. And even some of the new guys, like, I would say, yeah, the Traveler, Sino. All hate them as well. You guys all hate them immediately. And I'm pretty sure she's also close friends with Neil as well.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them.
Clock sound effect still happens.
Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Yeah. Play with Dehya already? Alright. Dehya time. First off, let's take a look at her character and her kit. Now, as much as like Dehya personally wise, I'm very mixed on her character gameplay. Dehya is a pyro element claymore user, and her ace weapon is Beacon of the Red Sea. But here's the oddball. Her gameplay is her damage is based on HP. So yeah, I know this is an awful stuff to give her up front, but her damage is based off of HP, and I'll get to why, but it's not really good in general. Like, I know there's people that have problems there. I tried there on on the test run. It's a fun place though. Yes, I agree. But my God, it actually has a lot of issues.
We
Let's get to
Mercs
it,
have
though.
one simple rule: whoever pays the most is your new boss.
But I'm not here. I'm not gonna trash on the escape. I'm not gonna try to. And I'll actually even explain what her gameplay is and I think what her role is meant to be. Let's go.
That's close enough.
Dehya's main attack is Sandstorm Assault. And she actually mixes between hitting her opponents with Claymore and just punching them. If this Thunder Beast would just leave me alone. That's it. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, she just starts punching people as well, which is actually really funny gameplay. Her E skill, Molten Inferno. Does AoE power damage and creates a fiery sanctum, and if you swap to another character,
Shudder.
that fire sanctum also does extra power damage. Now, if you were to use her E skill again, it could change to Raging Flame. And that'll basically recreate the fiery sanctum. If you use your E skill normally though, it will activate Indomitable Flame, which creates the initial fiery sanctum from the gate. And something else, the fact that any characters in this field actually cannot be interrupted. And if I remember correctly, yeah, she basically deals continuous power damage based on her attack and max HP. I didn't get to her ult yet, but hopefully you get more Dehya gameplay soon.
Huh? You're the Flame Main.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakan Al-Ahmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes?
Oh my
You've got
God.
5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth
Goddamn,
to you.
Dehya, calm down. Actually, wait, yeah. She knows what she's doing.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way.
No,
2 seconds.
not the hard way, the painful
I'll
way.
save you the trouble.
Really?
Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
God, what the hell?
I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea.
Yeah,
to
if we continue to
interrogate
interrogate him, he's
further.
probably just gonna stab himself.
What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.